Hi, this is Elaine Starling, and I'm sharing insights that I received during a stroke when I had a conversation with a higher power, with God. Well, one of the questions that I had during my stroke was, what is it that relationships really want from you? If relationships are one of the most important tools that you have access to that really enhance your whole experience while you're alive and improve your spiritual experience and your spiritual being, what is it relationships want from you? And I got back a really interesting perspective on that. If you think about how your brain works, there are three different components to your brain. Jennifer, thank you so much for joining me. So your brain has a conscious mind, which is the one that you think with most of the time. That's where you've got all your conscious thoughts. Then there's the non-conscious mind. Often people call that the unconscious mind. Your non-conscious mind is far more powerful than your conscious mind. Your non-conscious mind runs all of your autonomic systems in your body. You don't have to think about breathing. You just breathe. You don't have to think about how to sweat to cool your body down. You just sweat. All of those kinds of things are automatic and governed by your non-conscious mind. Well, the third part of your mind is your spiritual mind. And that is something that's present all the time, but often you don't tune into it because you're so focused on your conscious mind, you think that's what's in control. In reality, your non-conscious mind is running the show with guidance from your spiritual mind. The better you are at tuning into your spiritual mind, the better you are at having an incredible experience and an incredible life. Now, what is it that people really want from you as a relationship? Well, when it comes to the conscious mind, there's some very simple things that they want. They want to feel a lot smarter when they hang out with you. Not that you're less intelligent, but they want you to help them feel intelligent themselves without denigrating you. They want to feel happier than they were before. They want to feel like they're really hot and trendy and interesting and fun. You know, if there's any way that they can feel like, wow, they're getting a great deal, so they're savvy, or they're even wealthier because they hang out with you and they get these great ideas that will help them on their bottom line. David, thanks for joining me. They want to feel more powerful. They want to feel like they're really attractive as an individual, as a person. That's what the conscious mind is looking for all the time. It wants to feel better. Every single person that you interact with wants to feel better about themselves. And the challenge is that the non-conscious mind is running the show. So every time someone is in an experience with you, you're doing your best to help them out, but the non-conscious mind is running the show. So even when you're doing your very best to be supportive, to be helpful, to be interesting, they have rules that they've set up behind the scenes. And a lot of that is driven by the ego and by the taser story, which we talked about in other videos. Tracy, thanks for joining me. So the challenge is the non-conscious mind takes whatever it is you said, attaches a story to it, and gives it an emotion. Now, the good news is, because you can't control anybody else, the only person you control is you, and you get to recognize that you're on a spiritual journey, just as the person you're talking to is on a spiritual journey. And you don't need to dictate how they feel. You're trying to make them feel great, but it's their choice as to whether they are going to feel good or not yours. So what is it the spiritual mind wants? Because we talked a lot about the conscious mind. The non-conscious mind is running the show. Sure, it would love to feel all those things, but there's rules and regulations in place and stories and limiting beliefs that often are counterproductive. The spiritual mind is a little easier to connect with. The spiritual mind is really after that sense of connection. And when you come from a space of supportive love, you're encouraging, you're interested in them, you believe in them, and you allow them to feel totally heard. That's supportive love, and that's when they feel a sense of connection with you. You've met people before where it was like, man, you know, sisters from another mother, somebody like that, where they just get you, you get them, and the sense of humor is there and the fun is there. And that's a connection. That's a soul connection that's happening. And it's because you're showing up with supportive love and they get it. They recognize that and they value that. Cheryl, I'm glad you could join me. So the next thing that your spiritual mind is looking for is a feeling of growth, like you're making progress. You might not be where you want to be yet, but you're getting there. You're moving in the right direction. And when you can help someone see all the progress that you've made and that they should be really excited about the growth that they're experiencing, you're showing appreciation for what they've been going through and how much progress they've made. And often it's really hard for you to see yourself, how much progress you've made, right? Because you're looking at the end. You're looking at, hey, I really want to write a book and I don't have that sucker published. I'm looking for an editor and I don't have my book yet. And so when you can have somebody help you see all the progress that you've made and how you've been writing this and you've been networking and you're really close to finding a great editor, that's reassuring. It helps a lot when someone can help you see how much you've grown and show a sense of appreciation for how much you've grown. Well, the third thing that the spiritual mind is looking for is that sense of contribution. When someone sees the difference that you're making and how you're really contributing in a unique way, you're adding value. Everybody wants to feel like they're valuable, like they're needed, like they're important in the world, that they play a critical role in the world. People want to have their contribution recognized. They want gratitude from you. When you show a sense of gratitude, it goes above and beyond appreciation. Appreciation is recognizing their contribution and their growth. But when it comes to gratitude, it's truly feeling grateful for what they're doing and their role in the world and how they're showing up in the world. So that's what relationships are truly all about. Yeah, there's all that great stuff. People want to feel better about who they are as an individual from a conscious standpoint. Non-conscious mind tends to undermine that a good bit, and you really can't control that. You can connect with their spiritual mind by really focusing in on connection, contribution, and growth. And you do that with supportive love, appreciation, and gratitude. Jennifer, David, Tracy, Cheryl, and Debbie, thank you so much for joining in on the video today. Please do like, comment, and share this video, and I'll be sharing more tips of what I learned during my stroke when I had a conversation with God tomorrow. Take care.